Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, season 6, episode 2, Say Anything. So we're just going to get right into it. We did not meet any new couples from after last week. We had the same couples, exact same couples from last week. We still got 3 more couples we got to meet, but they weren't featured in this episode. So we're gonna start with Amanda and Rosvin. So as we all know, Amanda lost her husband, Jason, to cancer, and he said that he wants her moving forward. He doesn't want her being alone. So she has 2 kids, and she met this guy from Romania named Rosvin, and he's like a social media influencer. He does singing, modeling, music, acting, whatever. Good looking dude. She flies to Romania. We met Rosvin. He's like out of this like Central Park type thing, like filming and like filming on doing a live stream or something, and then getting requests to unbutton his shirt and stuff. Like, it was a little disturbing. But he met up with one of his little girlfriends, and that he said he's never been intimate with, never had a relationship with, that he's just friends with. And he talked about how he has a girlfriend named Amanda, and now she's coming and everything. The girl was just like, the girl found out that Amanda had lost her husband, and she's worried that she may not be ready for a relationship and thinks that she's going to break Rosalind's heart. So they met up and talked about that. Then Amanda finally arrives to Romania. Rosvin picks her up in a car and everything. They had a little nice kiss at the airport, blah, blah, blah with that. They go back to the hotel, not to the hotel, to Rosvin's place. And Amanda said, this is really the same as it is on video chat, basically. And, he had the rose petals on the bed. And then she asked about tissues. And he said that to blow your nose. She asked him, why do you have tissues on your bed? And he was like, well, to blow your nose. And then, after sex, And then she was like, why, are you going to cry afterwards or something? So I guess some people, after they have sex, they cry after they finish. Don't ask me why. I know some people do that. kind of disturbing, I don't know. But, after they had that conversation, Amanda's kids called her and talked to her, asking her, are you going to sleep with Rosvin? Where are you going to sleep at? Where's Rosvin's bed? I'm like, and they asked that question last week. I'm like, why do these kids at 4 and 6 are asking about his bed and stuff? And Amanda kept on telling them, oh, I'm going to sleep on the couch, and Rosalind's going to sleep in his bed and everything. Don't know why the kids keep asking that. So I'm kind of curious to know what's going on behind the scenes with that. But after she hung up the phone with the kids, she started crying a little bit. She went to go take a shower, saying that she already misses the kids and everything, and really not a fan of being away from them, but they're gonna be all right and everything. And then she started nitpicking, I guess, Rosvin and make some space for her stuff in the bathroom and everything. So they got into a little argument, but then they went to bed and stuff and everything, and she mentioned that she's not going to be intimate with him. Okay, I'll believe that when I not see that. so yeah, but yeah, that was basically Amanda and Rosvin. I don't see this relationship working out from an early standpoint, and I'll tell you why. Rosvin is too out there, too much of a social media influencer, too much of a little star in his little country, and Amanda's just not really over her husband's death, which is fine, but don't jump into a relationship that quick if you know that's going to be a problem. And I think with her emotions, because she's going to cry on every scene, she's going to cry. Her emotions and his out there is not going to mesh well, just in my little early predictions. So I pray that this couple does work out. Next couple I want to talk is Gino and Jasmine. So Gino and Jasmine, the returning couple. Um, Gino meets up with his family. They had like a little dinner, barbecue dinner, whatever, as he prepares to go to Panama to meet back up with Jasmine. Everybody's just like wondering if Jasmine's in this relationship for real. The dad, I think it's the dad or the uncle wants Jasmine to sign a prenup, and Jasmine will not sign a prenup, and Gina doesn't want to have that conversation because he thinks that she'll snap, and she probably will, and she said it have to tell all that, like if he does something wrong, I want to be able to kick him out the house and stuff and everything. So yeah, you can tell Jasmine ain't gonna be signing nothing. So we seen Jasmine meet up with her friends and everything, and she had mentioned something that one of Gina's cousins messaged her, said like, do you really love Gino? And I guess she like flipped out about that. She's like, who are you to ask me? I don't care if it's family members or not. Who are you to ask me like if I love Gino or it's not your business. She's like, her parents don't even ask me that and everything. And we're just like, okay. Then Jasmine's friends gives Jasmine a gift, and it was some kind of like a butt plug or whatever, some kind of sex toy and everything. And Jasmine says something really disturbing. She says she wants to have anal sex with Gino, and I did not need to hear that. I did not need to know that. Didn't need to hear that. No, I just did not need to know that. I know she's feeling a little frisky and everything, and she hasn't seen him in a while, but I could have gone without hearing that. So Gina leaves for Panama, and he arrives in Panama. Jasmine picks him up. Jasmine's talking all that dirty stuff. She's happy to see him and everything, whatever. And then saying we're gonna cook him a nice dinner, and I'm gonna eat him for dessert and stuff. It's just like she gets a little bit too graphic, in my opinion. She's just way too graphic. Some of these people get way too graphic on the show, and yeah, we know. And whatever floats your boat. Okay, but TMI. So yeah, that was Gina and Jasmine. Next couple I want to talk is Riley and Violet. We just seen Riley. We haven't met Violet yet. Riley is going to Vietnam to meet with Violet. However, in this episode we met Riley's dad, and Riley's dad is just recovering from COVID. He was in the hospital on oxygen, and thank God he survived. When Violet and Riley were fighting in the past, Violet would send Riley's father messages saying, your son is this, your son's that, your son don't want this, your son don't want that, this and that and everything. And the father said he didn't show Riley because he didn't want to get into it. But with Riley going to Vietnam, he's like, I got to show you this, and everything. So now Riley's upset and everything, and now he decides to call a private investigator over in Vietnam, and because he thinks that Violet is still on the dating app, and he can't go on to check because if he does that, he'll get caught for just being on it and everything. So he told the PI that he wants her to follow. He wants him to follow her. He wants him to find out, give her the passport information and just find out what she's really been doing, this and that. A little creepy, but if you're hiring a private investigator already, you shouldn't be going to Vietnam, dude. Now, I forgot to mention this in last week's recap when I did before the 90 days. Riley was in love with this other girl, and she ghosted him, and then not only ghosted him, he caught her cheating with a family member in a closet. He had left, and he suspected something, came back to the house and she was in bed with a family member. And so I feel his pain on that one. That's happened to me before. Not the best feel. I forgot to mention that in the recap last week. But going forward with Violet, you're hiring a private investigator already. And, and I don't agree that Violet should have sent the dad messages when they were arguing back and forth, because they had broken up so many times and everything. And I don't agree with that. Like, that's none of the dad's business and everything. Like, you shouldn't get the dad involved unless, like, you made it about him and everything. So, this couple is not off to a good start, in my opinion. So, yeah, that was what Riley did. I'm curious to see when he is still going to make the trip to Vietnam, but yeah, we'll see. Next couple is David and Sheila. So we know David is deaf. He does sign language. He found love. He's on his way to the Philippines to be with Sheila. We met Sheila and her son. I forget the son's name. It was a unique name. He was 12 years old. Sheila's house was damaged through a typhoon and everything. Sheila had lost her job around COVID. And she was able to work as a salesperson, and now she can't get nothing right now. I guess David did send her a little bit of money to help get the house repaired. But we also met Sheila's parents, and they're also expecting money. So I'm kind of concerned about that, because now the parents are involved and they're expecting money from David. I hope that they don't take advantage of him, because David is going to have a tough time as it is when he gets over there. So I don't feel like they should have the added pressure. We've seen Sheila meet up with her friends and everything, and they asked about like seeing each other's phones. I guess Sheila is a jealous person, and she wants to go through David's phone and everything. And David said he'll show her the phone and everything with no problem. But the friends were like, that's not a good sign that you're doing that right away and everything. And then, Sheila had mentioned another graphic moment saying that he showed her his eggplant. And at first I was like, eggplant? I'm like, what the heck? And then when I realized what that meant, she was like, she said she's pretty frisky and David's pretty frisky himself. So it was something sexual content, and it was just, again, TMI. Why do these people give all this information? All this TMI information and everything? She says she's frisky and he's frisky, whatever. Again, whatever floats your boat, but did not need to hear that. But, David is going to the Philippines. He's got to do it with sign language. Can't speak. He's on his own. Bless his heart. And it's hard because we have to watch the words on the screen because there's no talking in his scenes. Basically, his driver to the airport is also deaf and couldn't speak as well and had to do sign language. And I love how TLC, and this is what TLC has done, like, not even just with 90 Day Fiancé, they have all these shows with people with unique conditions, like hearing impaired, and like other shows like Dr. Pimple Popper, where they have these like enormous bumps on their bodies and stuff. And then like all the baby shows and stuff, and like people with all kind of like medical conditions, like TLC, like I Am Shauna Ray, with Shauna Ray's dwarfism, like from her brain cancer and stuff at 3 years old. This 23-year-old girl that looks like an 8-year-old and stuff. Like TLC, like does a good job of showing people with different walks of life. So like this is why TLC is popular. And this story in 90 Day with David is he's the first deaf person to be featured on the show. So it's really good. So I'm glad there's no discrimination here. But it is for us viewers, it's going to be a challenge, and I wonder, will he go to the tell-all I mean, well, I wonder how the every time we start a new season of 90 Day Fiancé, I always wonder, how's the tell-all going to be? How's he going to communicate in the tell-all? Who's going to fight at the tell-all and everything? We got like 20 more weeks left before the tell-all. But, yeah. But I'm pulling for David and Sheila. I'm pulling for them. Last couple I want to talk is Tyree and Carmella. Bro, I told a friend I'm roasting Tyree. I'm roasting him. Last week, we left on the cliffhanger that, Tyree, the producers have found, tried to get in contact with Carmella, and a man picked up, and the man said that I'm the one he's been talking to. My name is Christian, and I feel bad and stuff. We left off with the cliffhanger with that. So the producers told Tyree, you've been talking to a man named Christian. We have a recording if you want to hear it. He was like, I don't want to hear it. Tyree thinks the producers are playing a joke on him. He was like, oh, maybe the producers are playing a joke on me. Maybe they made a mistake because I think Carmella's real. I watch Catfish. He even admitted, I watch Catfish, but I never think someone would do it to me or something like that. They've been talking for 4 years. Tyree meets up with his friends. And he had mentioned that he actually went to Barbados a couple years ago, had to quarantine for 3 days with their strict COVID laws to try to meet up with Carmella, and she was a no-show. That should have told you something right there. He said that she said they didn't come because of COVID. Then he told the friends that the producers told him that that she's a catfish and that's a dude. So they were at a restaurant and the producer comes and plays the recording. As soon as he heard the guy's voice, Tyree storms out. Tyree storms out like a child, but he still believes that he's talking to a woman. He believes that the producers are playing a joke on him. And I'm just like, bro, wake up, wake up. I'd be like, bro, come on now. You better than that. You smarter than that. He takes care of his mother. His mom had a stroke. God bless him for that. I love a man that takes care of their mother. God bless him with that. And he's been alone all his life, basically. And, he's fulfilling the role of taking care of his sick mom. I love that about him, but he does deserve love. But dang, bro, when the proof is in the pudding. Now, we've seen this before. We've seen naive people before, and we were proven wrong. I go back a couple years back on season 4 before the 90 days when David and Lana. And we all thought Lana was a catfish, and David was so naive and everything, and then we were proven wrong when Lana showed up. So maybe we could be proven wrong here, but I think that Tyree is catfished already. And if a dude, whenever they meet in person, if a dude shows up, I'm be like, I hate to say I told you so. I mean, this is funny. It's not funny in that sense, but it's funny, but it's not. So, but I'm roasting Tyree. Bro, come on, man. You're talking to a dude. You're talking to a dude. You only asked one time to video chat. She ignored that. When you busted her, she's ignoring that. She stood you up when you went to Barbados. Come on, man. Come on. I'm naive at times, and I could have seen those red flags and ended it that quick if that happened to me. And I'm naive too. So yeah, that was Tyree and Carmella, and I just cannot wait to see how this season all plays out. The couple I'm worried about is Amanda and Rosman because I don't think Amanda is really going to accept reality and ready to move on yet. Gina and Jasmine, we all know that that's just going to be an up and hill roller coaster ride. and everything. And everybody else, I can't wait. We still got 3 more couples that we have to meet, and I think we're meeting one of them next week. So I can't wait to see what the other couples bring. It's gonna be a fun season. I can't. Once we meet all the couples, then I'll do my YouTube live. So, but yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on tomorrow to do Love in Paradise, romance I did in the season for Love in Paradise. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys then. So until then, have a great day, everybody. God bless you guys.